So you saw the thumbnail and you said, yes, I need a budget speaker. Let's see what this one is. I need a budget speaker because our student ministry is going to summer camp and they want to take something battery powered with them that still sounds okay, but really they just want to play music. They want to be able to share testimonies. They want to be able to have a sermon. They want to be able to do worship. They want to do all the things, but maybe they want to do it on a beach. Maybe they want to do it in the woods. Maybe they want to do it in a cave in the mountains when they're at their fall retreat. Like, we're going to summer camp, so I want them to have something that they can take with them that's lightweight, that's small, but also loud enough to be heard for 100 people on the beach. It doesn't have to be you're not putting a drum set through it. You're not putting bass and guitar, and you're putting one speaking voice through it, maybe a singing voice and an acoustic guitar at the most. It needs to be simple and it needs to be battery powered because where they're going may not always have access to power when they're on an excursion or at an event, and they just need to be able to flip a switch and be loud. So that led me to this. This is the Behringer MPA 100 BT. BT stands for Bluetooth, so they can play a little background music when they're going. It's kind of cool. This is a little like 8-inch speaker. It's super tiny. I don't know, it's tiny, but it has a battery and it has a couple inputs, and it comes with a wireless microphone. And it has a little USB stick to attach the wireless microphone to the speaker. So there's nothing, it is proprietary, but there's nothing extra that you have to carry with you. Put this in a little mic bag, take this with, power cable's right in the mic bag, you're set. A couple AA batteries go in the microphone. I mean, the setup for this is as easy as, well, let's just do it. Let's do it right now. So setup for this is as easy as turning this on, plugging the USB digital receiver into the speaker, turning the microphone on, it's green. And as I talk, you can see that input 1 on this digital receiver channel is glowing green, and I'll turn up a little volume so you can hear it. Input 1 on the speaker itself is where that signal goes. So the downside of this, using this digital method, is that you're not actually getting 4 channels of audio through this speaker. I can't expect that from something that's a couple $100. It is replacing the 2 analog channels when you use the digital connection. So you are using your input 1 and 2 dials for that volume and for that mix. Now, is that a bad thing? No, but you're not getting 4 channels of audio through here. You're getting 2. But you do have a Bluetooth and 1/8-inch auxiliary input for an MP3 player or a phone of some kind or a laptop. So you do have backing music or just like break music, house music, whatever you want to call it, through either the Bluetooth connection, which is a button right on the top, or the 1/8-inch auxiliary here. You then have a battery meter on the bottom. So green is full, yellow is 50%, and red is charge me. There is a main output volume here on the bottom, and right next to that is a blue button that when you push it in, it EQs for speech, and when you push it out, it EQs for music. So you have a couple different EQs that you can use. I find that the music EQ on this speaker is really, really boomy for spoken word. So let's take this speaker outside so you can hear it in the real world, not in a controlled small room. All right, I've got my little clip-on mic on so you can hear me out here, but I've still got the Rode VideoMic Go 2 on my camera. So I'll switch back to that once I start doing like an actual sound test. Very heavy quotations on sound test, but just so you can hear how loud it is, I'll give you some anecdotal conversation about it. But I'm gonna power this thing on, power the microphone on. You can even see the LED on the mic in sunlight, so that's nice to know that it's bright enough to kind of cut through the sunlight. Check, check, 1, 2, 2, 2. You cannot see the LED on the speaker in sunlight. Let's turn some volume up, see how loud this thing gets. Check, check, 1, 2, 2, 2. Check, check. Hey, check, 1, 2. So this is, I'm gonna turn the mains all the way up and this input volume to about 50%. Let me walk out front. Hey, check, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Hey, check, check, 1, 2. And now I'm standing next to the camera, and it's cutting out a little bit, so that transmitter needs line of sight.
It needs line of sight to the receiver, the little USB guy. So let me flip this around, see if I can get that far away when the speaker is facing the other way. So I'm on the correct line of sight to the receiver. So I'm standing back at the camera again, right next to the camera, and it seems to be working okay. Seems to be working fine. So that line of sight is important. So if you're using a speaker like this with this wireless mic kit, you definitely want to keep line of sight from the microphone to the receiver if you're using that digital transmitter receiver combo. So here we are. You can shake the mic and it doesn't make a bunch of handling noise. But if you're scratching it or bump it, it's pretty obvious. I think for this purpose, where it can get beat up a little bit, I don't have to worry about sound quality in terms of it doesn't need to be in an auditorium or sanctuary on a Sunday morning. There's some wind coming in now. Let's see what that sounds like. You can hear a little bit of it, but it's doing a pretty good job. The pop filter is doing a good job of reducing that wind. But this is plenty loud enough for 100 people. Just spoken word. Let's turn it all the way up and see what happens. Hey, check, check. So this is all the way up. I think that's plenty. If you have good mic technique, there's a little bit of distortion. But if you have good mic technique, I think you're going to be able to use something like this very easily. So I wouldn't necessarily want to turn it all the way up. I think you're hitting a little bit of distortion, a little bit of gain, but at about 75%. It sounds like that distortion's going away. Yeah, it sounds pretty clear. All right, let me switch over to the Rode microphone on my camera, and we'll see what that sounds like. All right, the Rode's on. Let's put some sound through this so you can hear what this sounds like. So if you were at a distance of about 15 feet, and I've got the input on the microphone at about 3 o'clock, so a little over 75%. I'll throw my settings up real quick so you can see them. This is what that sounds like. The speech EQ is engaged, so it's reducing some of the low end. So let me turn the music EQ on. And this is the music EQ. That's very boomy next to it. I'm not that far away. If I move out here, it's a little better, but I think you will waste some of the energy the speaker can produce by letting all that low end come through, so you'll have a worse sound. I think you'll have more efficiency by using that speech EQ, get more volume, more headroom out of it in general. But yeah, this is what it sounds like. About 75% on the channel 1 input is probably the most you'd want to go, and that's with good mic technique and projecting a little bit into the microphone. So this is going to be very usable. I'm excited to let our students use it at their summer camp. Okay, so this speaker, this stand, where's that microphone? And this microphone. The result outside, as you saw, was very telling of a pretty budget piece of gear, to be totally honest. But am I upset with it? No. For the price point, what it needs to do, it needs to be expendable. So if it breaks, we don't want to feel bad about it. If it gets water damage, we don't want to feel bad about it. We want to be able to replace it. And it's traveling, it needs to be volunteer friendly, it needs to be super simple for someone to use. So with that in mind, I think this really did the job. I think this really showed that you can plug in this guy and you can turn up a knob and you can get volume really easily. I did test the microphone. I did not show the Bluetooth. So I want to see really quick how easy it is to connect to Bluetooth. Some Bluetooth. Let's power the speaker on. There's a button on the top to pair Bluetooth. So I'm going to hold it until it starts blinking. How easy is it? Does it just show up? It does. MPA 100BT. And it connected. Easy peasy. Okay. MPA 100BT. That works. Honestly, the low end sounds pretty good when you have it in music mode. Okay,
So now that you saw me jump almost 5 feet in the air, Bluetooth works. For a really affordable price, you get a battery-powered PA speaker, you get a wireless microphone. The microphone sounds fine. It's not like you're not running into a Neumann. You're not getting beautiful. It's like a SM58 clone. It's a dynamic microphone. So you're getting that style mic. It sounds like it's supposed to sound. This transmitter and this transmitter, this receiver need to be line of sight. If there's anything between them, you can run into some interference. The microphone does have handling noise, so if you hold it firm, you should be okay. If you're tippity tapping or scratching it or fingernail clicking on it, you'll hear that through the PA. It did pretty good at wind rejection. There was a noticeable amount of wind when I was outside. It did pretty good at wind rejection. The pop filter in the cap of the microphone was totally fine. So, for the price, budget, for the purpose, expendable, travelable, battery powered, I think it's set. I'm excited for it. I will report back in a pinned comment once they take it. They're leaving in about a month for summer camp. So once they take it and have an experience with it, I'll get some feedback from them, see how they liked it, see if they didn't like it. But the biggest thing is that they have a battery powered speaker they can take with. It's a battery powered speaker. They have it. It's great. It's going to do the thing. So if you're looking for something like this, my initial testing, I think it's going to work great for you. Work within its limitations, but if you're within the limitations, you're not going to have any issues.